Did it pick up your? Did you hear the birds chirping or not anymore?
I think
Not
I
as like.
hear the birds chirping now. That's
Oh,
yeah.
but does it sound more crisp, like my voice in general? Does it sound
It sounds
crispier,
more isolated.
more isolated?
Yeah.
Here's how it sounds on your end. Should I leave it? Actually, I'm gonna take it off just in case, so I can charge my phone while we do this.
All
All
right.
right. Or
And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the TASG Watch Party on a Tuesday night. It is 6 p.m. now here on the Pacific time zone. We are getting ready for the Acolyte episode 6, joined by our good friend, TikToker Omar Lopez Jr. How you doing, man?
what's up? What's up? I'm
Welcome to
high.
the show, fam. How you doing?
Good. Can we jump right into it?
Let's
It's
jump
it.
right into it. We are looking at the sixth episode, Teach slash Corrupt. On a distant island, unsettling questions about identity and destiny arise. This is tied for the second longest episode at 38 minutes. It is tied with episode 2 in terms of run. Actually, no, third
Yeah.
longest episode for an Astro Row. Are we going to see that lightsaber whip here today?
Uh, we'll see. I passed the whole Disney Plus thingy, so it's like right before that, or right after that. Let
You're
me know
at
when
the
you're ready.
Disney Plus logo. Swipe back to 00. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm at 00. I passed the Disney Plus.
Awesome. Here we go. We're going to get the party started here in three, two, one,
One,
go.
go.
Follow
I'm
along with the
paused.
timer on the lower right hand side. We are coming off of one of the most epic episodes of Star Wars media ever. Oh, RIP to the Jeckie stance, RIP to the Yord Horde. Here we go. Teach slash corrupt. Whatever does that mean? Not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool base.
You're making Sinigong.
I'm sure he is. Space Hydro Flask.
Oh, yeah, that looks like Sinigong. I could see it.
It
I,
does.
the banana leaves. I'm telling you.
Dead giveaway. It's like a little Mubo.
He probably be like, hey, like space food and what.
Space Docks. It's looking like that planet that we see Luke in.
2. I was about to say this feels like it would be the evil version of Octo 2. Wait, what if
Wait,
it
is it?
is?
What? Wait,
I think it is. Holy shoot. Yeah.
that's crazy if it. Because
Full
they
circle, bro.
usually put location titles.
I don't like that. It's so weird
Yeah.
because like for some of it I don't mind, but like when it's Coruscant, I'm like bro, we know it's Coruscant. What other planet would that
Unknown
unknown planet?
planet.
Nah, it's Octo
That's
2.
Octo.
It has
Yeah. What?
those little whale isles.
What next? It's Pabu.
For real.
Inhabited Pabu. Elephant birds. Wouldn't be Octo because porgs. Space Philippines though.
Murder.
Yeah. Turn around. It's not OSHA. If she wants to, she could have just intentionally crashed it. Basil. For those of you just tuning in, we're minute markers 7 minutes 22 seconds. Follow along on the lower right hand side, live on both Facebook and YouTube. It's still very hard to believe that Manny Jacinto is that ripped.
It looks so much better in that crisp. Oh, it looks so much
In
better
daylight.
crisp daylight.
Yeah.
Looks good. That was the material that I bought that
Oh.
belt.
I'm not expecting. What? What's going on?
People are going absolutely feral right now. Full moon. Do we get to see the ass? Ah, I love the
Ah,
poetic. I love the poet.
yeah.
How? Oh my!
But that water is a little too clear.
God, dude.
That hilt,
I,
though.
I do love his hilt. Of all the lightsabers, this show has been lacking on hilts, but like that one, I'd say it's fine.
Yeah.
Simple gets the job done. I want to see how it disconnects into the second one though. How does it feel? Don't move. Feels good. It's a Jedi stance.
Yeah.
Holding your hand again.
Wait, so he knows? Oh. To kill him while he's naked. Soul is not dead. Interesting that he's changed into lighter clothes.
Probably went back to his Khmer persona.
How do you not know? If Kamir knows, how do you not know?
Such an awkward hug, though.
It is.
I'm sorry. Trying to make things right. Probably gonna get Yoda. Everything. I feel like Yoda's gonna be our cameo for this show. Like a last minute like back.
What about the Sith attack on that Wookiee?
I love
Next,
how it's basically I love how that's basically Among Us, but with 1v1.
Yes, the only two who are left.
I love how their answer that they lost everyone is to send more people to where they lost everyone.
It's awful. You're willing to sacrifice more resources? I thought the Jedi were just supposed to not be this active. If you're just tuning in, we are 14 minutes 30 seconds into the 38-minute sixth episode. Only the episode is pretty good so far, but it's a very interesting follow up to last week's fire of an episode. Aw. Ah, did Pip just spit? She's taking a screenshot. Aw. Ooh. If you're just tuning in, 18 minutes, 45 seconds of a 38-minute sixth episode. That's a very important question. He failed too? Ooh. Ooh. No. I don't know how I feel about Soul being this oblivious. It's a little sus. I have a feeling that this is the episode that we get to see that whip. I have a good feeling about it. It is brown, bronze. Dang, that's crazy. Power of many. Soul. Soul was some. No? If you're just tuning in, 27 minutes, 26 seconds of a 38-minute episode. Dang. Body just chilling there. There it is. Yes. That's the reason why. That's that's it. She is surrounded by idiots right now. Vernestra's pissed. he started the fire. We won't find what? Oh, bro, there's like zero visibility in that. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. What an ending to that one.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn, we only have 2 more episodes. That's
Two more
crazy.
episodes from there.
I think I like the twist that they're gonna get the sisters to both turn
That's
opposite sides.
crazy.
I think that's the best way that they're leaning towards.
I think I'm. Ooh, what am I more interested in? What is Soul about to say? Was he actually the one who did start the fire?
I think well from the we still have I saw a clip that showed like the preview like the promo stuff that we're still missing. There's a decent amount because in the promo one there's definitely we're gonna get a flashback to what actually happened because there's a scene where you can actually see Kaunaka fighting and he's fighting Torben in the flashback. So something could have happened. Maybe it's Torben when he got possessed with the eyes. Um, so I think they're going to go back to that story for probably the Jedi's point of view.
Well, with 2 episodes left, I don't think a flashback centric episode would
I don't
be
think it's probably
in
this. I
place.
think it would probably be probably like 5 minute if anything. But I think the next episode has to be like they definitely switched kind of thing. This was like the intro to the idea. The next episode has to be like they switched, and the finale be like how they deal with it. I think. I don't know.
The this officially canon. This is the first mention of cortosis in the screen canon. Um, little bits and pieces here. We see the first usage of the lightsaber whip, and as cool as it was to see in the trailer, a little bit disappointed in its actual usage here in this episode. But
I
hopefully,
wasn't expecting.
it was
I
still
think.
epic.
I wasn't expecting it to be in a big fight. Like I knew
Really,
from the start of the scene, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna use it to like slay an animal. It's not gonna be anything crazy." But like maybe there'll be a confrontation between her and and Manny, but
yeah.
we don't know.
Speaking of that was quite unexpected.
I
um,
like it.
I did. It's a very interesting way of revealing the fact that he knows. He knows that
It's not
Tosha.
that. It's like the way they get an apprentice kind of thing. It's not like kind of like how Dooku was with Ventress. It's not like oh you're seeking revenge kind of thing. Like you're doing it out of pure rage. I like the route that they're going with the Sith. Of it's not like I don't know. It's an intriguing way. Like it's the same way like Anakin was kind of seduced. It was not like oh like this is they're bad because of this and this. It's just like hey we use our feelings and whatnot. It's like a different Like they portray it as it's not so a bad thing. That's what I think I like about it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. They still acknowledge that it's bad, but it's like, hey, like it's all point of view of like this is what the Jedi would do with the Force, and this is what we do with the Force. I think that's pretty cool the way they handled it in this situation.
It's very. This was a very a significant slowdown in my opinion of the pace of the episode, but I think it's
Oh
much
yeah,
needed. It's
oh
like
yeah,
let's take a breather. Let's kind of process what just happened, and this is exactly what um they have done with it.
yeah.
Um,
I feel like next episode we're probably not gonna get anything. It would probably be just the finale, be the final confrontation.
do you see this being a part one of three or something like that? Part one of two, part one of three. Is this a part one of the larger final story?
Uh, I don't know. I think I would like for them to do more seasons of the show because like this is just touching the tip of like so much more. Like High Republic itself is just like it needs to be portrayed visually like on screen.
Right.
But like, I think for this story, it could be contained in like at least another one because what they're
Yeah.
leading towards is like one of the sisters is going to be the acolyte, and then the next season has to be them as the acolyte. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably what it has to be.
Yeah.
So like, and I think the biggest thing is just seeing who survives because I'm pretty sure either Soul or Kamir is going to die. One of the two has to die this the end of the season. I'm hoping none of them die, just so we can see the more of them later on. But it feels like in order for them to like move on, it would probably they have to kill one or the other.
If I were a betting man, I would take Soul.
I probably
And Soul's
gonna be
my
Soul.
Soul is at this point in time, he is my favorite.
I think
Um,
I think he's rearing the end of his character arc of like going from like the mentor that like regrets a lot to like he's coming to terms with his actions. Like once he tells that flashback to May, that was his whole thing because he was trying to get off his chest. I think he'll be at peace at that point, and then he could probably accept
yes,
fate at that point.
I agree. He as we heard what that final line that he says, he's waited 16 years to say this, whatever it is, whatever we will find out in the next two episodes, um, to May, and I was just genuinely surprised that it took him that long to kind of real fireworks, for him to kind of realize that it is May. He's just been just clouded by the grief that he had just witnessed just
I think
in last episode.
my prediction is that Osha is going to be the one to kill Soul,
Wow.
either by accident or on purpose, and that's what's going to like turn the tides of like, oh, she's going to turn to the dark side because of this, and that's what solidifies May's turn to the light side to avenge him. I guess I don't know. It could go both ways. I don't know because maybe once they take May back, she could be at peace knowing what happens,
Right.
and obviously the whole. I don't know. It could go so many ways, but this
There's
is just
still a
my.
lot of theories. There's still a lot of theories to consider. I mean, um, we haven't a lot of theory like some of the theories from last week, the Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren theory, um, that may change to a different theory. It's very much uncharted territory, and it's very fun theorizing where it could go. But what I'm happy is that there's no expectation. It's not much of like, oh, I'm expecting them to do this next week. I'm expecting like there are things that we can kind of somewhat predict, but otherwise, I think that we are going to be genuinely surprised to see what they have in store for next week. Um, two episodes left, not much time to do anything anymore. Um,
What
40
character
38-minute episode this week. We must be closing out with 40 plus minutes, just giving us, you know, 8 to 10 extra minutes of narrative to push us into the finale in 2 weeks' time. Any takeaways? Any other things that you noticed in this episode?
I like at the end the breathing, which is very
Yes.
dark. That was a really good sign. I think I don't know. It was the whole Among Us thing with
Yes.
Basil.
Basil Basil hit the alarm. But I think that dead giveaway was that Pip was back. And I'm like,
Yes,
how do
the
you
way
have
she
Pip
it,
so quick?
the that I like that was how he knew. Just the way she
That
handled Pip.
Basil was like, she stole my Pip.
Sus, she's sus. But
That one, going back to the helmet scene, the helmet fade out. Oh my goodness. I kept making the joke that hey, uh, you know, there's not much visibility in there, but why would you? You're already using the force.
I think it's the
So
Force. It's
yeah,
kind of similar to how Kanan, when he was blinded, he had that.
yes,
It's very similar. Um, it was funny because when he was fixing up the lights, his helmet, and he walked over with those pieces. I thought he was going to give her some cortosis to make her own armor, kind of thing.
ooh, but she didn't
But
trust him at the time.
I think it was kind of weird though the way he like flexed his scar up like to fix his shirt. I was like, "Why are you flexing your scar like that?" Because he was just like, "Oh, look, there's a scar." He's like, "How'd you get that? Who do you think?" Like, okay, okay, just flexing on this.
Like
But I think it's good. I like the evil Octu place
yes,
from her
but
refer it to.
if it is Octo,
It has to be, bro. There's no way, like, because the thing about all of this, it's like all the places that are familiar to us, they don't have to be familiar because it's still set 100 years. So obviously things could change. Like this way, like Coruscant is, like even though it's well established, you could tell it's still like they're still building a bit, kind of thing. Or like even the ships and technology, you could tell it's a little bit older version of it,
you're
kind
not.
of thing.
It's and yeah, the ships like they're pre-chrome. I think
Yes,
that's probably just also a Naboo thing, but
they're very
um,
well. They're very more like heavy load duty. I don't know. It's hard to
yes,
explain. Like,
but
no, like
they're rounded.
it's like think of it how like in phones back then how they were blocks,
Yeah,
but then we've gone so advanced where we could get it slim. I say that's the best way to describe it. It's all just blocky and bulky because it's old technology, but once you get to like the prequel era, it's like all more a little more futuristic.
the hyperdrives, they're still big and massive. I was genuinely surprised that Sol was able to jump without without needing those the was it the hyperspace rings in the
They probably
prequels.
had it. I think they probably had it pre-coordinated. I think. Well, I think that's probably what that was. Remember when they connected ships?
Yes.
Because it
Oh,
was the
that's
pod.
right.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's probably what it was. But overall, I think it was fine. It was. We'll see what happens.
Your score for this episode out of 10. That's what we do here on the show. We rate the episodes out of 10. I'm gonna ask you first. What's your
I'm gonna give it a good solid 7. It wasn't nothing too great. It's kind of just like the aftermath of what happened, trying to assess everything and trying to like, okay, what happens next? What are they gonna do next? Kind of thing. So right now, it's just a solid 7. Nothing too crazy happened. Nothing too bad. Nothing bad happened. I'd say.
I agree. Seven is lucky seven. It
I don't
is.
want to say it's a filler episode, but it just yeah,
It's not filler. I think we just
it's
needed
not filler. It's
we
not
needed a
filler.
wind down. You know,
Yeah, it's a more of like yeah, it's like like I said, it's the aftermath episode. Usually, a lot of shows they do that. Like after they're like, oh my god, episode, they have the aftermath to just like settle in and whatnot. But yeah, that's what it is.
I
We'll
also
see what
think that
happens.
it's consistent with all the episode sixes that have come before. Episode six of like Book of Boba Fett, Obi
Okay.
Wan. Because historically, what we've seen from episode fives from those shows is that it's one of the most hyped up episodes, and then
Mm.
episode six is one of those like let's process what just happened for a week. Yes, we would love some more action. Yes, we would love to advance the story forward, but not, let's take a breather for a second. We so it's just one of those things that I've gotten used to, where it's like episode 5 is just this great goat episode, so let's kind of wind things down a little bit with episode 6. But with this one specifically, it kind of pushes on the brake a little bit more, than past episode sixes that we've had. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, but it's a thing.
It moves the plot forward. That's all it
Yes,
does. It moves
a
it forward.
quarter. First down.
Yeah.
That's the
All right.
closest comparison.
Alrighty. I think I have to head out. It was a
Yep.
good episode.
Well, thank you, Omar, for joining us here this week. We hope to have you back again. Hopefully for the next couple, as we wrap things up a little bit. Unfortunately, Damien had to pull out, and then Jensen was unavailable, and we haven't had Mark Monarch available for a hot second. So, you know, thank you so much for joining us here, and thank you, the viewers here on YouTube and Facebook Live, for tuning in this week for the TASG watch party of the Acolyte. We'll be back next Tuesday night as we continue our march to the finish line. Next Tuesday, that is July. I can't. 2 plus 9. July 9th
7
is going to be the next one. We're going to go live at 5:50 yet again for the next episode. I'm Mark Cafe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
dope.